Hi there, AJ here for another video this week about a very popular topic, a topic around the sales. And sales is something that people gets a little bit difficult. It's a little bit uncomfortable for coaches, and I understand. I have had that for many years as well. Sales feels uncomfortable if you do it the old-fashioned way. If you do it the coaching way, the new-fashioned way, the modern way that I developed over the past years, then it's so much easier. And hopefully I will be able to tell you a little bit more about how I do that. Because you don't want to sell something in coaching. You want to have people sell it to themselves, because then you have a good client where you can really work with. If they sell your coaching to themselves and that you can facilitate the process in doing so. That's the idea behind the way I do my commercial process. For those who don't know me, my name is Anne-Jan Willemsen. AJ, I am an executive coach for 16 years now, and I help since 2 years now coaches grow their business, because I have struggled for many years myself, and I changed a few things that worked out really, really well. And I just try to transfer that to my coaching colleagues. For that's the purpose that I have. And apart from that, I'm still an executive coach and will remain an executive coach for many years to come, because that's the most fun thing to do. So for today, I'll help you understand a little bit how I convert leads into clients. And for the first almost 10 years, I was really unsuccessful here. I noticed that a lot of my pitches or my commercial conversations turned out to be ineffective. There was not a lot of conversion into clients, and I wondered why that was. And I really studied gurus and successful colleagues, how they did it, and I developed a system that really works well, because my conversion is really high. And the reason is, when I have to summarize that in twofold, two reasons why my conversion ratio is so high is: one, I have a very long sales process. So I really take a lot of time and a lot of contacts before I start to become concrete about my offerings and the prices and all these things. So I have a lot of contacts before I start to, tell a little bit more concrete, practical information about the coaching itself. I do that in order to establish trust, because that's what we kind of sell or deliver, is trust. And you cannot do that in 1 or 2 or 3 sessions. You really need more contacts, more sessions in order to get the trust where people are ready to buy from you. So that's one thing. The second thing I do is that I qualify clients in an early stage. So I really assess if people are the appropriate client matching with you. Because that's one of the success criteria of successful coaching, is having the right clients and not to have all the clients you want or you need. It's really the right match. So I qualify them in a early stage. And the third reason is where I will talk a little bit more about today, is about the workshop, the pitch, so to say, at the end of the process, when you really want to have them convert into clients, the last session, I would say, before they decide to work with you. So that's where I'm going to talk about, and I'll run you through the whole process, through the different slides that I use in this pitch. And you don't have to use slides, you can use just a story or just conversation as well, but I give you the slides to show you what I use and how you can structure that conversation. That's the idea for today. So the slides that I use in this sales pitch, mostly it's the 7th contact I have with clients. So I already have a lot of clients contact before I do this. But once I do this workshop, as I call it. I don't call it a pitch, because people don't like that very much, not a very friendly name, so I call it a workshop. And actually it is a workshop because it's more interactive, and I really want to show the system, the coaching system that I use to them, so that they get excited about that and that they start to ask me. The question at the end is, can I work with you? Yeah. So I will run you through this slide presentation very quickly, and hopefully you'll get something out of it. And if you want to have the material, let me know. Just say slide pack at the bottom of this video, or at the reply of this email, however you get this gets to you. Then we will send you the whole slide pack, so you can try and apply that for yourself. Okay. First slide that I use is the name of the workshop and your selling line and the name of the client, etc. Second slide is the client's slide. That's where I put a picture of the client, of the prospect, and I give all relevant information on that slide. That is really a connector already. If you've listened well in the first sessions, then put all this information on this slide so they feel already acknowledged, listened to. And that establishes already a really good connection if you show that you have listened and that you understand the challenge and the problem and the objective of the client. The second slide. So then I have a slide what I call the big bold promise. There I promise what I can deliver, and that have to be appealing and attractive to the client. So that's the bold promise slide. That's the first slide after the client slide that I show, to really make sure to have him focus on what's the benefit that you're going to deliver to him or her during the coaching process. Then I say something about how am I going to deliver that promise. So I call it the one thing. I've learned that from a marketer called Russell Brunson. He calls it the one thing. So if you have to summarize the whole idea about your coaching, what is that one thing? How are you able to deliver the promise to them? That's what I call the one thing. For me, that is fitness. I am a fitness trainer. I always say I'm not a coach, I'm a fitness trainer. I help people getting fitter, not so much for the body, but for the mind. So that's my one thing. Yeah? Fitness, overall fitness, mentally, physically, spiritually, is the key to effectiveness. That's my one thing. Then I say a little slide about myself, about what I like, my experience, just to gain a little bit of credibility. Then I show them my office. Because I have a beautiful office here in the Dunes in the Netherlands. So I show them my office. I show them my value proposition. Where do I stand for? What are my values? That's what I show them. And then I show them a picture about what we call the bridge story. The bridge story is the story that made you decide to become a coach. And I use a story about it so that they can identify with it. So that's my personal story, but that story already kind of transforms them into what they want. So it is what I call it not storytelling, but it's kind of story selling. What is my personal story that made me a coach and that made me get the benefits what also they want. So that's the personal, I call it the bridge story, where I start with. Then I will define 3 insights that are related to the 3 limiting beliefs that they have. Often people have not done coaching so far because they have a belief system that does not bring them to coaching. And I can give you a few examples here. Some limiting beliefs around coaching is, for example, it costs a lot of time. I am already a good performer, so why should I do coaching? I don't have a problem. That's a limiting belief. I do not have the discipline to follow up. Coaching does not really lead to behavioral change. So in the end, it doesn't change anything. So why should I do coaching? There are a lot of limiting beliefs, and it's up to you to find out what are the limiting beliefs of your prospect. And I take 3 of them and I try to convert them into more opportunities instead of the beliefs. So I try to transform their beliefs around coaching. Belief number 1, belief number 2, belief number 3, and give you an example what I have as limiting beliefs. For example, If I do coaching, I have to change. So my first promise here, my first insight is you do not have to change, you only have to get fitter. That's my first kind of insight, what I try to help them to transform the idea of they have to change. If you go to a coach, you have to change. That's the first thing. The second one is, for coaching, I need a lot of self-discipline. So the second promise, or the second insight, I would say, is how can you delegate self-discipline? And we have a system, it's a little too short today to explain that, but we have a system in kind of helping them follow up during coaching sessions, to delegate self-discipline. The third one is coaching costs a lot of time, and we have a system that takes only 3 minutes a day. So that's the other insight. So by mentioning these 3 insights, it helps them transform their limiting beliefs into a new perspective, which opens the door for considering coaching with you. So that's what I do. And these are just examples. You will have to find your own insights, your own limiting beliefs and how to transform them. But this is what I use often. Anyway, then I tell them a little bit about your structure of the program. So I do training, tracking, and tracing. That's my idea. That's my thing. You can use that if you like, but you have your own structure and your own way of coaching. And I'll explain a little bit about the technical part of your coaching. I give them an overview of the program, what they can expect, what are the elements in this program that I'm going to offer them. And then I finish the session, and then they will, if you have done it well, your work, then they will ask you, okay, how can we work together? What is the cost? Where can we start? All these kind of questions you like to hear. And if you hear these questions, you know that you have done your sales process in an effective way. Hopefully this was of value to you. If you want the slides of my workshop that I use, then let me know. Say slide pack, or what is it called? Sales pack, I think. And then we'll make sure that you get the sales pack. For now, thank you very much for watching. Hope this was of value. Hope to see you in the next video. And if you have any question or I can help you in any other way, let me know. For now, stay connected. Cheers. Bye-bye. AJ.